What's up, and welcome to the Conjecturing Podcast, Part 2. I'm your host, Laura, and joining me, we've got Rob.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Back again. Here I am.
Yep. And Greg.
Welcome back. Part 2.
If you haven't checked out our last episode on It Chapter 1, you got to check it out on YouTube, and hopefully I've posted it on audio.
I thought you were going to say if you aren't checked out in general.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're still super delirious. It's the same night as Part 1, but much later.
Yeah.
I just slammed a bunch of candy, so
hey, we've dealt with we've done 8-hour recordings before. This is nothing.
8 hours. No.
That's true.
Yeah.
We've done some long ones. Yeah. But let's do it. Let's get
maybe you've done some long ones. I've never done a long one. So
this is what you're getting tonight, folks.
Yeah.
This is it. Mm-hmm. Settle in. Grab some candy.
Definitely settle in. Yes.
All right, so Part 2, we're talking about It, Chapter 2, the movie, came out in 2019. Same director, Andy Muschietti, and this one's got quite the cast. I think so. I think Rob's going to make me mad in about 5 minutes. But this, once again, stars Bill Skarsgård as our Pennywise, and we've got James McAvoy is one of the adult kid characters. We got Jessica Chastain, crazy. Bill Hader. Oh my God, Bill Hader, so perfectly cast.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And then I have to also just call out James Ranzone. Rest in peace. He just recently passed away. So.
Oh wait, which one? Which one is he? Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, he passed away? Oh,
yeah.
That sucks.
And
I didn't know that.
That
that happened
he did
2 weeks
much.
ago.
Yeah. Whoa, I didn't know that. Oh, crazy.
Yeah,
really
December.
Crazy.
Yeah, and he was in so many things. I mean, he was in one of the Sinister movies. I think he was in The Wire.
He's the cop, right? He's the cop.
Yeah.
Oh,
wasn't he in The Wire
I
too?
thought he looked familiar. Wow.
Yeah.
I just got it. Oh,
yeah.
R.I.P.
So, this movie had a $79 million budget, so more than the first one, and it made $473 million at the box office, which is a lot, but, a lot less than the first one.
Yeah.
Could be because this one is 169 minutes.
Yes, this
That
is
is not
very, very long movie. We were talking about this before. Yeah. It's 2 hours and 49 minutes. I think we looked it up, right?
Too long.
It feels like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
it really does.
yeah. It's a long fucking movie, but we're gonna try to get through this episode as quick as we can. Maybe summarize some stuff here and there, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. So, okay, before we get into the plot, though, we got to address the adult characters. We saw them as kids. This is 27 years later. They're about 40 years old. I personally think this was so insanely well casted. I think, first of all the actors did a great job. And we got some big names in there, as I mentioned. But I believe they all look exactly like their kid counterpart. I mean, Bill Hader and they are Richie. They have Richie down so well. Actually, it's funny. Outside of the hair, I guess Jessica Chastain, I get it. She just kind of looks like Bev, with the hair. James McAvoy, okay, that's probably the one I think he looks the least like Bill. But it's James McAvoy. I mean,
he's the star. He's the A-list. Yeah,
he's the star.
He's
the
the
other
kid.
ones, I think they look identical. And yes, I'm admitting here that I think that Ben, who was our little chunky monkey, grew up to be this hot guy. I think it still looks like him. I think it's in the face. I don't know.
I agree.
I don't know.
Like him, for sure.
I'm
he looks
my
like him.
thing is I'm not disagreeing that they look like their younger counterparts. Okay, I honestly I love the whole adult cast. To be honest with you, my only gripe is the Ben character. For this movie being a love triangle, pretty much between between Ben and
Bill.
what are the and Bill and the girl and Beverly. All the bees. My thing is James McAvoy.
Rob's struggling.
James McAvoy, A-list star. I mean, top 20 actor in the world. Jessica Chastain, top actress. top 20.
Academy Award-winning actress.
Yeah, and then you have the guy playing Ben, to me, which should be on par with that level of actor star power. And I looked him up, and he was in the Kristen Kruk, like, I don't know, Beauty and the Beast show. Like, you know what
Rob,
I mean?
He looks like him.
That's get that. I get that. But my thing
he's
with
hot.
this,
He's really hot.
I'm not disagreeing with that. They show his abs multiple times, and I was salivating like Bill Skarsgård.
Yep.
Like it's sexy. I agree with you, but I'm just saying I would have loved it if it was top 3 like tier actors. If it was McAvoy, Chastain, Fassbender. You know what I mean? Like, I want that third person.
You want the X-Men, basically.
You want to watch X-Men?
I do. I want the X-Men. I just like, for it being a love triangle, we're not going to talk about the end yet of who gets the girl yet. I just wanted that third person playing Ben to be on the level with those two. Like the top triangle is like
You wanted
these
the
top
actor
actors.
to be on the level.
I wanted the actor to be on the level. I wanted another star power knock him out person. And like I said, I'm not taking away from the actor. The actor playing Ben is great. He's great in this movie. He's a great actor. He delivered everything. He's hot. He's sexy. Whatever. I just wanted the A-list star, and I wanted to watch that progress. That was my only gripe, was that. I'm not taking it away. I'm not saying he did bad. He was fine. I just would have loved another person, topless person, to be in this movie. That's all.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
All right. It makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
A topless person to be in this movie?
He is.
Is that what you said?
He's
Is that
pretty
what I
much.
heard?
He is pretty much topless in this
topless,
movie.
yeah.
He is topless multiple times. They show his abs a lot, but that was my only gripe. So yeah.
Okay. Well, let's
get into
get
it.
into
Let's get into
it.
it. Let's
So
go.
this movie
Let's float.
opens.
Let's float.
We get a recap first few minutes. So we see Bev floating, her younger
Mm-hmm.
self again. We get a recap of that whole September 1989 scene where they're all sitting in a circle making their promise, like, hey, if this comes back in 27 years, we're going to come back. That takes us to like the real intro of this movie. Derry's having one of their, famous carnivals.
Festivals. Yeah.
Festivals.
Carnival, yeah.
And this gay couple, is being like bullied adults now.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We're not really going to get into it. It turns into a full-on hate crime.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
so
really
we're
rough
gonna-
to watch. Yeah.
And I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, as much as in part 1, I really felt disgusted watching them like bully Ben and like carve stuff in his stomach. This hate crime one to me is like even worse than that, because like it's like real, it's reality, it's what happens to people all the time. It's like really hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's really brutal, and I get the point of it, really establishing this town as like not
Like
good.
nothing's changed. Like
terrible.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest like aspects of bigotry we experienced in it what was racism. Now it's like homophobia,
Yeah.
right? And it's almost like nothing's changed. Like the toxicity of the town still persists to like to this day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, really rough, horrible scene.
Yeah.
And kind of like in theme with the first movie, you have this horrible scene, like, and these two men are so beat up to the point where I thought one of them was already dead, even when he was beat up. And then he gets thrown into the
It's like the river, little.
like a river.
Yeah.
And here's Pennywise. Pennywise is like, if that wasn't already fucking terrible, here I am to finish you off.
Yeah.
And so Pennywise takes one of the guys out and eats him.
Yeah, just like
town. So
bites his
he's
stomach.
back.
Yeah.
Yep, he's back.
Yeah.
And so then we see adult Mike. That's the first one of the Losers Club that we see. And Mike is the only one that hasn't left the town. He still lives in Derry. He still remembers everything. He's kind of like obsessed with everything still. And he's living in like a little apartment in the downtown area and has
Well, he lives above the library, like in the library.
above the library.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think he might work at the library, but he lives above it.
Oh, that makes sense because he's got a lot of books and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Very well read now. He has like a walkie-talkie and he's getting like the police scanning information. So he finds out about this and he knows immediately. He's like, it's back 27 years. Like, here we go again.
Yeah.
So Mike calls all of them one by one. And this is a really fun montage of him calling them one by one because we see, like, briefly see what all of their lives turned into.
The reveals of them older. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the first person he calls is Bill, which is James McAvoy. Bill has written a few books and they've become feature films. And so he's like on the set in Hollywood and people keep talking about how he can't stick a landing. He can't,
Yeah, his endings suck.
This feels like Stephen King inserting
Yes,
himself.
it does. Yes, it does. Good call out.
A little heavy-handed, but I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. So yeah, he gets the call. Next, Mike calls Eddie. Eddie's is hilarious. Eddie is like frantically driving through town, like a busy city in a suit. And he's just like frantic.
He's talking
and
to his wife.
Yes. Oh my God. And so before Mike gets in touch with him, he's on the phone with his wife, played by the same actress. who played his mom.
Yeah,
in the first one.
Exactly.
I
the
didn't
same.
realize that. No,
And same
my
personality.
God.
I noticed
She's like,
it,
it's too dangerous to be driving in the city. And
I noticed it on like the multiple watches. The first time I saw it, I'm like, wow, she looks familiar. And then I kept watching the movie over and over and over. And I'm like, I think that's the same actress. And I looked it up,
Says
of course,
blonde hair.
online.
Knew she
And it's
looked
the
familiar.
same
That's
actress.
wild.
And I read something online. They just wanted to really put forward and imply that he married his mother.
Yeah,
So that's why it's the
right.
same actress playing his
Yep.
wife,
Well, that
his
was the
girlfriend.
thing. She was so overbearing in the first
Yeah.
movie, and they kept like mentioning. Oh, that's crazy. Interesting.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
And he's
yeah.
like popping pills, and I mean, clearly, just same old Eddie. And then we find out that he's become like a risk assessment.
Which is
Yeah.
Like for
perfect for his,
It's
his
so
personality.
Perfect.
Right.
So
yeah.
Eddie.
He gets into an accident actually when Mike calls and like speaks to him. So I mean, he's okay, but like crashes.
Yeah.
And then the next scene we get is Richie. Richie's
Like
Bill
hard
Hader.
cut to Richie, like
Vomiting.
coming out of a doorway onto a balcony and just vomiting like down towards the
Yeah.
camera. It's a really good cut scene. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you assume that like the phone call's already happened, and this
Yeah.
is him reacting to the phone call, and then we find out that he's a comedian, and which is perfect. And he
Yeah.
goes out on stage and tries to start his set, but he's just too shaken by
Yeah.
the phone call and bombs. And then we see Ben, and at first it's like they don't make it clear who he
This
is.
is
at
a
first.
this is a super tricky scene because like it starts on like this table of business people, and there's a guy talking who's chubby.
Who
Who's
I thought-
overweight?
I thought he was Ben. Did you think he was Ben?
That's the trick. He's balding, but he has the same like like a little bit of a jawline. You know what I mean, Laura? You got to
Yeah.
get way close to your camera, Laura.
I
Get
know.
way close. Get it in there. Get it in, Laura. And so he's talking, and so like you're watching this, you're thinking like, oh, it's Ben.
Yeah.
Like he's an architect. He's talking about this, this, and that, and then it cuts to a voice being like, oh, I don't think so, or something like that, and then it cuts to like a screen of somebody like zooming in. And then it's like, it's Ben. It's like the real Ben. And he's fucking like attractive now and skinny and has like cool hair and shit. And Laura, are you wet? Are you floating, Laura? Are you floating?
Floating, floating.
So
Yeah. And he says, and they call him like whatever, Mr. Something. And he's like, oh, call me Ben. And that's when you're like revealed, like, oh,
Yeah.
that's Ben. But I do want to
Yeah.
say, like, the casting of like the first guy you thought was Ben, it was a really good, like, oh, that looks like that chubby kid is older. You know what I mean? Like,
Let's put it this way: if Ben were standing in a catch basin in a stormy, like rainy gutter, like Laura would jump
Laura
into
would
that
jump in there,
storm
she'd dive
drain
in.
for him. Yeah.
that's true.
maybe I got a chill when you said that. I think you got it on. We filmed it. So.
That's funny. Yeah, so that's Ben's reveal, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't even know technically what he does, but he's just
like an
very
architect, I think, right?
successful. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He was an
too.
architect.
Successful, loaded, like lives in the most insane house.
Yeah, they pull back after he's done
yeah.
with his meeting. He has like this crazy like fucking house and shit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because he's so smart. He was just like
Oh, yeah.
the smartest one. So
Which, look, it does tie back to the first movie. Do you remember, like you mentioned that diorama? He was like really interested in structures
Oh,
and building
yeah.
things. You remember? Yeah, it makes sense. It
Oh,
tracks.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
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 Oh, so the next one we see is Stan. Stan's like doing a puzzle, having like a nice night at home with his wife. He gets the call and he is so visibly shaken. I mean, they're all shaken, but he, like we said before, just can't handle it and he
Yeah.
commits suicide. Did not fucking see that coming. I mean,
Yeah, that's a
jeez.
big like a twist, I guess, at the beginning was and brutal, like and very. It's just really sad too, because it's just like the way they play it is like really sad. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, that
It's really
sucks.
sad.
Because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
in the tub reminiscing to that last scene of the previous movie where
Yeah.
everyone is agreeing to this blood pact to like come back,
Yeah.
and then he like has this thing. He goes, yeah, like I'll be there, and then it shows him like
Yeah.
ending his life.
Yeah.
It's so
It's sad.
tragic.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
there's anybody out of the entire cast that like you, I don't know, I don't want to sound heartless, but like if there's anybody that you might expect to like do that, he's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one all through the first movie that was really reluctant to do anything and really freaking fearful. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about this a little bit before we hit record, but the first movie is dark. It has things like a pedophile dad and like some really horrible things. But I mean, this movie somehow got darker. I don't know. I mean, and I think a lot of people out there don't like this movie for those reasons, and that's totally valid.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
my
hard to
thing
watch.
we were talking about. My thing with this movie is I don't know if it's darker. I just don't think there's no levity. There's no like comedic kids joking around making jokes.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
there's some
that's true.
jokes in it, but it's just it doesn't hit. Like it's not the same
Like
as the
Hater
kids.
does a little bit, but not
Some,
not
but
as
it's just
much.
like he's not like a 10-year-old. It's not funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
and so I think that's what it is. It's just like it's not that it's like darker. It's just like there's just no levity in it.
It's
you know?
yeah, it's relentless.
But-
yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Bev is the last call.
Yeah.
She seems like successful at first, like her house
Yeah.
looks nice and she's packing up, and then she wakes up her husband with her middle of the night packing, and he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And she's like, "I'm so sorry. I just have to go back to Derry and do all this." And at first he's like, "Okay, I trust you. Don't worry." And you're
Yeah.
just like, "Okay, good for you, Bev." And then sure enough, motherfucker is like, "Why are you lying to me?" And starts putting his hands on her and is like trying to beat her up and punch her and shit. And it's like,
Yeah.
really, Bev? Really? Like,
She like kind of married her father.
know.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you get into that same
Right.
relationship, which I'm not 100% sure like if this is all like real too, or if Pennywise is already like in there a bit. I don't know. But I mean, I mean, it seemed real, which is like even sadder to me, which is like even
she leaves
more
her
fucked up.
ring. She's done.
Yeah,
like,
she's
"I'm
done with
getting
this
out of
guy.
here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for her. Good for her.
Yeah. And so they actually, before they all come back, we get a flashback. This movie has a lot of like, it goes back to the kids' time in the 80s. We get a flashback. Fucking Henry the bully survived.
Right.
He walks out of the
That's
storm
right.
drain.
He gets like shot out through the
Gray
water
water.
and shit with all the
Yeah.
dead bodies. Yeah, because I was wondering that too from the first movie. So like the first movie, like all the kids float down at the end after they like
Yeah.
killed Pennywise.
Yeah,
And
did
I
they
was-
all live?
No. All the kids are dead. All the kids are
Yeah.
dead. But it's their bodies. Their bodies float down and they're dead. So like when Henry comes floating out here, all the bodies are with him that float out. That came out.
He was the only one that actually.
He was the only one that lived.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But I was still trying to think like, oh dang, that means like all this town, like they found all these bodies then. I assume and like buried them or something like that, I guess. But
Yeah.
they didn't really talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so he got out, but current day Henry is in like an institution. And
Wait, was this
Well,
guy
because
gonna
starts
they
to-
arrested him. Like they basically
Yeah.
like they.
Well, he killed
the
his
cops
dad.
rolled
Yeah.
up on his home. And they're like, okay, so you killed your dad and everybody else. Like you're gonna. And I think was he a minor technically? I think that's why. They
yeah, he
sentenced
probably would have been. He would have been
Yeah.
the same age as them, like 14 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Was
he
this good?
driving, right? So
No, one of his friends was driving. One of his friends was
Oh,
driving.
okay.
Yeah. But was this good casting? This guy?
yeah, it was.
I mean, he
think so.
he looked kind of like
I mean, he had the
an older,
mullet, but
dumb Richie, I guess. Yeah. Again, it's another thing where it's just like I really don't care about this character. So
And we talked about that in our first episode. Like, if we're
Yeah,
gonna cut anything,
yeah.
let's cut all this. But I get it. The movies are staying true to the books. So
yeah, yeah.
So Henry is in the institution. He's just full on Looney Tunes, and he starts
Seeing the balloon,
he starts seeing the balloon. Yeah.
he goes crazy.
And he's like laughing. He's like super excited. A hilarious shot of him like walking in the hallway from room to room. And
When he's, like, all
he keeps,
giddy, and he's
seeing
like,
it.
yeah.
Every time he sees it out the window as he passes each room. And so then we have like a pretty decent jump scare scene.
Yeah, our
where he
first
goes
real
back
jump
into his
scare, right?
room.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he sees the balloon. He's trying to pry it out from under the bed. And then it pops. And behind the balloon is his friend Patrick, the like other
Yeah.
bully that died at the hands of Pennywise. And he's all zombified.
Yeah.
And I mean, at first you think, oh, he's gonna like eat him or
He
kill
like
him or
tries to come
attack
after him. Yeah, he comes at him. Yeah.
Then he gives him the knife, his knife,
Yeah.
and just puts it in front of him. And so hilarious because these two are like, he's just hanging out with the dead zombie Like, okay, sure.
Like his
okay.
friend, I guess. It's a chauffeur.
You know what it was? This gave me flashbacks of Pet Cemetery.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
Right,
Pet Cemetery.
right.
Yeah.
And what was that one guy's name who came back as like a spirit?
I don't remember his name, but I knew what you're talking about. He's like on the bus with them and shit. And yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
But the thing is, like, okay, it's good, like, sort of comedic relief, but like, honestly, like, I'm sure you guys will agree, like, cut out his entire involvement, and the movie, nothing changes.
And it's the same
Like,
thing
I
with the
th-
first movie. Like it doesn't really
Right.
matter.
Like,
Exactly.
look, if I'm gonna give any credit, like, to his involvement in the first movie, it's what we talked about before, which is the fact that he's like perpetuating trauma inflicted onto him by his
Yeah.
like parents, and like how it just repeats. Okay, sure, but we learned that lesson in chapter 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In chapter 2, we don't need to relearn that lesson. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear from people like who really liked his character or like thought he had a place in this movie. Like, why is he even in this?
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of people
gonna-
that are gonna say that.
yeah.
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 So we get all 6 adults, because obviously we're missing Stan, are all back in Derry, and they all meet at a restaurant. And it's a really fun scene. I mean, it's like awkward at first, but then it's like no time has passed, and we kind of come to find out that they've all more or less forgotten everything. Like
Yeah,
they don't really remember what happened.
Right.
They don't remember why they stopped talking to each other. It's just it's not there, and it's slowly coming back. Like they all
Yeah.
felt the feeling of fear when Mike called them, but it's
They
like
don't know
as
why.
they talk about it, yeah, they're remembering
Yeah,
more.
and then Mike is the one that tells them like there's something with this town. Like the farther you get away, the less you remember.
That was
you
kind of
know.
interesting to me.
And
I like
that's when he
that.
kind of reveals to them like I never left. That's why I remember everything
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
And like the more they talk about stuff, the more they're starting to like get the memories back. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have a crazy scene where they open up their fortune cookies, and they each have one word on there, and they're trying to figure out, and they're like frantically like yelling at each other, trying to like rearrange them. And then all of a sudden we look at Bev, and she's crying, and when she puts hers in, hers says Stanley. And what is it? I already forget what it said.
I guess Stanley
guess
couldn't
Stanley
cut it.
Yeah.
Yes, Stanley couldn't cut it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when she remembers how she like saw them all as adults and like what happened.
Yeah.
So she calls.
Well,
she-
before that, you do have to talk about like all like the craziness that happens.
Oh
though. Like,
God, I know.
Like all the
think I
fortune
might have blocked it
yeah,
out, to
all
be
the fortune
honest.
cookies start like vibrating and like things are popping out and eyeballs popping out. and, like,
Gyrating.
yeah, gyrating eyeball.
Rating.
What's it called? Like a weird chicken, like a baby chicken, like a spider with like a baby's head like comes out of one, which is fucking weird. Like all these weird things, and it's trying to like get them, and they're freaking out, and then like fucking like little kids' heads are in the tanks behind them and stuff,
Yeah.
like zombie heads. So like all this stuff is going crazy, you know. So like that, yeah.
It's just weird. I mean, I know we saw a
bunch
lot
of
of crazy
nonsense.
shit in the first one, but it definitely didn't feel like it fit.
It didn't fit.
It was just
didn't
random
make
nonsense.
It was random nonsense. It didn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
I
it's just
totally
random.
agree. It was
Yeah.
like, and we'll probably like mention this in a lot of this movie. There's just a lot of things that are like, okay, we're gonna hit you with something that's like scary, quote unquote scary. Then the next scene's like, here's another thing that's scary. Here's another thing that's scary.
Yeah.
This scene was like one of those where it was like, why are we?
Yeah.
Why is that? Like,
Yeah,
I totally agree with you guys.
Because
It
the
was
first
strange.
the first movie is so good as like playing on each of their fears,
Right.
which
Yeah.
is what you should do. And then this scene is just like random things happening. I mean, unless somebody's scared of just an eyeball and somebody's scared,
agree.
you know what I mean? Like I don't know, but it just felt so random, like creepy and weird, but like wasn't like as effective because it's not tied to somebody's emotions you're caring about. Yeah.
Yeah. So they trash the restaurant because they're
Yeah.
like thinking they're fighting all these things, but of course when the server shows up, she just sees like a trashed room. She doesn't see any of this like bloody,
Yeah.
gory shit that's been going on. So that's when they go outside. They get in touch with Stan's wife, find out what happened, and
And Beverly like knew.
Beverly knew. Yeah,
Yeah, because she like she says it almost like right before the wife says it. Yeah.
Yep.
And Ben like catches it. Ben like sees her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next scene takes us to a baseball game. This is like probably one of my favorite scenes in this movie.
Okay.
And there's a little girl there. She's actually in the very beginning of the movie when they're at like the festival. She's playing one of the games in the very
That's
beginning of the
true.
movie. One of the guys
Oh,
gives her like a
okay.
stuffed animal, and
Yeah.
because she has this really interesting like birthmark on her
Yeah.
face. So she's sitting there like with her mom, and they're probably watching like her brother's baseball game or something, and
Yeah.
she's bored, so she goes under the bleachers. So this scene is so
Yeah.
creepy.
It is. It's just like a going under the bleachers, and then it's just like a pitch black like area.
Yeah.
Because she's following a firefly, and there's a firefly flying into the dark, and then it gets like caught by something, and you see like out of the darkness these two white hands like grab it. But that's all you can see. You still can't see what's back there. And
Yeah.
then it's like the hands like open, and you see like Pennywise's face come into the light that's illuminating from the firefly. And so it's just his face like illuminated in like yellow, but everything else is still black. It's a really great like shot, and the way the shadows are working and like the illumination. It's really great. It's really awesome.
Not to mention that, like, this is, you know what this reminded me of was, again, like maybe another I Know What You Did Last Summer reference where the threat is like in the middle of just a throng of people. There's people everywhere, but they're in the bleachers right above, and they
above you.
can't see what's happening in the
Yeah.
darkness below, which was like, oh, like, and like even when you were like looking at the girl in this interaction between her and Pennywise, you can see the people watching the baseball game right behind her, and it's just like that, like side by side is
Yeah,
terrifying.
this is very reminiscent of Georgie in the opening of the first movie.
Very
like
much
a
so.
little kid getting
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. You want to go
Yeah,
over
and
Laura?
she's
with
smart. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
she's smart. She's like, you're a stranger. Like, I'm, no, you're, or she says, you're scary. And like, I'm going to go. And then he starts crying. So, of course, now she's like, oh, why are you crying? And feels bad. And he's saying, oh, well, people don't like me because of how I look. And then that resonates with her because she's like, oh, people don't like me because of how I look.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I could blow that right off your face. Oh.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh, okay, you have to give me your cheek. And on the count of 3, and he's counting, he's like 1, 2, and then there's like a pause and a silence, and she's just got her cheek. And then she kind of looks at him and goes, you're supposed to say, and before she can even say 3,
Yeah.
Right.
boom.
Just like leaps forward, like the giant
gets
mouth
her.
of teeth. Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'm pretty sure it like leaps, it like clamps onto her head, like
Right.
Yeah.
like that, and then it cuts, and then it just cuts from there. Yeah.
It's really hitting me how every horror movie I watch, I am absolutely appalled and so upset if children are harmed. But in this movie, I've just come to expect it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what he does. Oh well, sorry, kid.
No,
I don't even recognize myself right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like expecting it. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
But it's a good sequence.
Yeah.
Really cool sequence.
Good sequence. And then from there, it actually takes us back to Henry, unfortunately. But this is like a funny scene because
Okay.
he kills like the nurse or the officer.
Oh, he's breaking
there.
out. He's breaking out of the asylum.
He's breaking
Yeah,
out.
okay.
And this scene is just fucking hilarious because he's just so giddy. He's lost it. He's so
Yeah.
giddy. And then he gets in the car and like you said, like his zombie cab driver
Yeah,
friend.
he's like driving. Yeah.
It's so ridiculous,
So
but it is kind of
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So Mike, all the adults are like, they need a minute to decompress and like, let the new information sit with them. But Mike takes Bill up to his like apartment, and he's starting to explain like the lore, the history of where Pennywise came from. And I don't know. I mean,
Like all
I
the
didn't.
research he's been doing.
Yeah, I didn't take great notes on this, and I only watched it once. But he like went out to some old
Like Native
tribe,
American.
Native
like, people-
American.
he specifically says like they live just outside of town. So it's like they're not really like fully affected by everything within Derry. And he's
Yeah.
doing research, and he found out about them, and he went there, and pretty much they did like a ritual where he drinks some herb, and it helps him like open his like mind and like see stuff with them. And pretty much they show him like the history of this entity and kind of like where it came from and their experience from the past of like trying to defeat it and fight it. And it's really cool the way they do it as far as like what they see. it's not like, it's almost like a pictograph version where like they see it as like this creature, and then it's transforming from like almost like a bird shape into like this big like skeleton looking thing, and it's like transforming, but then it's like killing them at the same time. It's a really cool like vision sequence. I really liked it.
It to me it was
Yeah.
very reminiscent of like The Thing or like Predator, where it's like this creature that arrived on Earth from. This is the first time you realize, like, I don't know, from the pictographs that you described, it looked like it
Something
came from outer
crashing down.
space.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
crashing
Right,
down.
and then the clown, and maybe is now is now a good time to identify like what we think Pennywise is based on Mike's story. The clown is just like the external manifestation of like this entity that came from space, right? And then we learn from the first movie that it like just feeds on fear, right? So like the whole idea behind like this tribe, what do you call it, the Shakopee or whatever,
I think so,
like,
yeah.
was that you can't really kill it, but you can like contain it. Wasn't that the thing? Like
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, we just have to redo this. We have to recreate the
It's like the
ritual,
ritual of
Chud or whatever." Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. But I mean, it also
Laura's like, whatever. Laura's
But
like,
it
where's
also
Ben? Where's
shows
Ben's
how
abs? Yeah.
those three lights, you
Yeah.
know, that we saw, that Bev saw,
Briefly,
and
dead
made
lights,
her- and
briefly.
made the dead lights is what they call it.
Yeah.
That's what Pennywise is composed of. That's like what he looked
Yeah.
like, what it started as.
Just like it's like an entity. Yeah. It's like an
Yeah.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Mike actually drugs Bill briefly so that
Yeah.
Bill can like
so
see
he can
all
like
of
have
this
this
too,
vision too. Yeah.
which is hilarious. He's like, it's gonna wear off really just like soon. Don't worry, it's just an herb.
I feel like we're all on that drug right now. I'm like, Laura's drinking the tea.
Fuck.
She's seen the
sweet.
Shakopiwa.
I want to do that. I want to do that. That'd be sweet, man. Yeah.
She wants to see Ben's Shakopiwa.
Yeah, and then this takes
definitely.
this takes us to Ben figuring out with Bev, like, hey, how did you know about Stan being in the bathtub? And then that's when it hits them, like,
Yeah.
she saw the dead lights briefly, so she actually saw them all as adults, and she admits to all of them, she's like, I've seen us all die. We all die.
Yeah.
So they're all freaking the fuck out.
They're all back at the hotel because they're packing to leave. They're like, we're fucking out
Yeah.
of here. We're not gonna like deal with this shit. Yeah.
Which, side note, what was that, a hotel? It was really awesome. Like, I want to go
It was a
stay
hotel.
there.
I think when they walked in, it says like Derry Inn or something like that. Yeah.
Oh man, I loved the vibe, and there was like
okay.
nobody there, and I don't know. It's like they took over. Like, I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
there was a
probably.
lot of rooms. Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway, I thought it was-
Yeah, they were like
I just
in the
loved it
bar
when
area. And just
yeah,
kinda
like when Bev went around and was like pouring herself a drink. I was like, yep,
Yeah.
I want to stay there. That's exactly where I want to go. So then for like a decent, I don't know, hour of this movie, we get a lot of
decent
flashbacks. Well, it's almost a 3 hour
funny.
movie.
Yeah. No.
We get a lot of flashbacks of them as kids, and it's funny because like it's clear that they brought the kids back. This is 2 years later. This is the problem with filming with kids; like they grow up, so all the boys' voices are deeper.
Oh, really?
They
didn't
look the
notice
same
that?
to me. I
Yeah,
thought
I
they filmed
didn't-
it from part
Oh
one.
no, and then you could tell that they like applied some CGI to like, especially
really?
for Wolfhard.
I did
Yeah,
not
like
know that.
he
You were
definitely.
like fucking. You're like deep
Yeah,
dive Laura these past few
Richie
episodes,
and
man.
Ben, they
I didn't notice
really,
any of it.
like,
I'm
they
with
made their
Rob.
skin
I'm with
look-
Rob.
Yeah.
I thought
clear.
they filmed it in part one. That's how I.
I definitely agree that they looked taller and a little bit older because it would have been probably 2 years later, probably.
Really?
But I didn't think it was like that drastic. Where I didn't really like notice it. I didn't notice any of the stuff you're talking about, Laura. That's crazy. But I also did notice that smiling lady from the first movie. So, I wasn't paying
Oh,
attention.
by the way, everyone, he watched it. No,
I did. I watched it. There's that fucking creepy. I don't know. That's so weird that they did that. I would, like I said, I would have loved to find out that was just like an extra that was like, I'm gonna do this myself. Like that's fucking. funny.
This is my chance. This is the one moment that I have to like make an impact.
And the
That's
director's
fucking funny.
like, I love this.
We're gonna keep this. Yeah, we're keeping
All right,
this.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
cast you for Smile 3.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So one of the
flashbacks?
first flashbacks, that we see is that Ben built this like secret spot like underground. And
it's pretty
so it's kind of a fun scene because
the
all the
clubhouse.
adults are under there and they're like checking it out for the first time in a long time. But we're also seeing the flashback of when the kids were kind of building it. And so this is where Mike tells them like everyone needs to find like an artifact or just something that like grounds
Yeah.
them or represents their experience in Derry. And you all need to go find that alone. So now this sets off our next journey of all of them needing to be alone and like figuring out what that thing is. And so
Yeah.
we'll go through it quickly. For Bev, it's going to her old apartment and finding that postcard with the poem on it. But that
right. Okay.
scene is fucking horrifying because I don't like old ladies. I don't like scary old ladies.
This old lady is like super creepy. So she goes to her old house. Clearly her dad is gone. The old lady tells her that her dad passed away. And she's like, I haven't like talked to him in a long time, which makes me think that in part 1, actually, that none of that happened. Like her dad didn't try to like do anything. In that scene, she didn't hit him with the toilet. I don't know.
Could it be that he just
I hope
lived
you're
and
right.
they never
It could
talked
be.
to each other?
I don't know. Like they don't really like. I mean, I'm about to read the book, everybody, and like
Okay.
in like a week, I'll let you know what happens in there. Maybe there's more
Yeah,
detail.
let
but
me know. I
Yeah.
hope you're right because I don't want that to have been like a misplot. That would make me
Yeah,
sad,
but
you
whatever,
know?
So the old lady is like, come in for tea, this and that, So she's drinking tea, and the old lady's talking about like how hot it is and stuff. And there's like creepy scenes where the old lady's just smiling at her. Maybe this is the same lady from the library. Maybe this is the same actress. Maybe this is the first movie. They just like, oh wow, you're so good, we're gonna cast you this old lady. But so whatever. So she goes to like the kitchen, and this gave me the Visit vibes, and you guys know why.
Yeah.
So she goes to
She's
the kitchen.
sundowning. Yeah.
Yeah. She goes to the kitchen, and Beverly is like looking at pictures on the wall. And this is kind of cool because the old lady is talking to her from the kitchen. The old lady is talking about like, my father was a part of the circus and this and that. And there's a picture on the wall of like, I think it's supposed to be little her and circus people. And the person in there is Pennywise, but it's like him as like a normal like man. So it's Bill Skarsgård, but like looking old. Or like looking like balding, which is kind of cool. But then in the background of Beverly looking at this, you see like just this naked like thing shoot
Thank
across
God
the
you
screen.
guys saw this because I was not about to tell you she was naked.
Any
and have you
naked
guys be
people,
like,
I'm gonna say,
"What?
yeah,
No, she
Nick,
wasn't."
if the lady was naked in the library, I definitely would have saw that. Okay, all right. So I'll just tell you that much. So she shoots by, she's naked, and I was like, dang, that was a side butt. Okay, cool. And then like,
Plus, she was moving all weird again.
oh yeah, 100%.
Well, like,
yeah.
but right before that, like, so I just posted in our Discord, like, the scene that creeped me out the most, like, was right before that. She's kind of like, she twitches in the background in the hallway.
She gyrates.
As
Oh yeah.
gyrates, like the way that she moves, like, Rob, tell me, like, that was,
yeah,
that just,
100%.
like, just filled you with dread.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah. So then like Beverly is like watching, and she like turns towards the kitchen. It's still just a dark frame like there. And then out of the kitchen, out of the darkness comes like, I don't know. It's like a 8-foot tall, naked old creature with like dangly boobs everywhere. Very reminiscent of Barbarian.
Right.
I didn't say this one was you, Laura, so that's good. So that wasn't you.
God, but you wanted to, and you thought of me. So great.
I did think of you, Laura. I did think of you if you were like 8 feet tall and old. That's true. Yeah. But it's just that she comes out fucking crazy looking. And this is another image I've seen online. I've seen this GIF before. I didn't even know what it was from. And when I saw this come out, I'm like, oh shit, I've seen this before. Yeah, so it's pretty creepy. And she like tries to attack Beverly and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good jump scare. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the next one they find is, or the next scene finding the artifact is Richie. He stops into the arcade. He's a big gamer, so he like finds the coin, and then we actually see a flashback of him when he was younger, being in like the middle of the downtown area, and that big giant Derry statue, like going for him. But we learned something about Richie in the scene. We learned that he is in the closet.
Right.
Yeah.
He's gay. And so Pennywise, we then see him as the adult standing in the downtown, and I don't know why I keep calling it the downtown. It's weird. I'm tired. And then Pennywise appears. He has balloons, all the same shit, and he keeps talking about like, I know your dirty little secret. So now
he's like,
this
"I'm
is
gonna tell
Richie's
everybody."
new like biggest
Like
fear.
fear.
Is that
Being outed. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then the next scene is a Stephen King cameo.
Oh, this is Ben's now, right? Or Bill.
Yep.
Bill, right? Bill's one.
Bill. Yep. Bill goes to find his old bike because that's what
Pawn
he's
shop.
thinking is like, what he needs. And when he goes into the pawn shop, Stephen King is the one working the counter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I actually
there.
liked this cameo. Like, you guys know that I've complained so much about like M. Night Shyamalan or like, uh, other directors and writers like inserting themselves into movies, like,
Not me though,
but
right? Not me.
Yeah, I was about to say
Not me.
Rob did a great
yours
job.
was very tasteful. But like, I
Okay,
think
thank
it's
you.
like,
Appreciate that. Okay.
I respect the desire to do it. It's like, this is your baby. This is your work of art. Like, it is probably, I don't know, like top three most
Yeah.
popular Stephen King. Of course, you're gonna put yourself in it, but like it. But I just, please tell me you're not gonna go Quentin Tarantino and like write yourself like some really like clever, witty line, so where you want to stand out and like just like become a douchebag. And I feel like he didn't. I thought
Oh
it
no,
was
he was
well
great.
balanced, and it was like the perfect
Oh
NPC
yeah.
role for
He
him.
just felt like an old guy at a pawn shop. Like that was it.
Exactly.
You know, which is
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bill gets his bike and he's like biking around, and then he hears like Georgie talking through the drains.
Oh,
or
that's right. The drain
the
again.
gutters or whatever. Yeah, so he's like kneeling down on the ground, and he basically gets attacked, like Pennywise, all that same stuff, but he ends up pulling Georgie's boat out. And it's real. It's like he has it in
Yeah.
his hands. It's real, and he has it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was pretty crazy. That
Yeah,
he was
and then
able
there's
to
like
do
there's
that.
like a kid behind him, being like, "What are you doing,
Yes.
Mister?" And he's like, pretty much telling this kid, like, "You got to get out of this city. You can't. Got to move. Tell your parents something's wrong. You got to get out of here."
Yeah.
It's just like you need to know that because like later on you're gonna like see this kid again. This is actually
Yeah.
you actually
The
saw
second
this
time
kid
we see him. We see him at the restaurant.
at the restaurant,
He was the
right?
restaurant, and like, I'm
joking with
fan.
Richie.
A funny
Yeah.
a funny moment, yeah, a good funny moment at the beginning. There's not many. It's like one of like four funny moments maybe, but
No.
there was one in the beginning. So same kid
Yeah.
though, same kid.
But
Yeah.
I felt like he was another, like, you could have struck him from this movie totally. Did you guys like
the kid?
in here? Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't like fully need to be in there, but it just sets up another fucking good sequence jump scare with another
Yeah.
kid getting killed again. So that's it. It's just another connection to have another scare, you know.
Yeah.
But an
Yeah,
hour
we
and
don't need it.
50-minute movie, you maybe didn't need it, you know.
It's like let's cut some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so he gets the boat.
So
he got his thing.
Yeah, so he gets the boat, and then we go to Ben. Ben's is strange. So he's having a flashback of them when they were younger, and right now I'm already like,
I'm trying to
kinda
remember where
confused
this
by
one's even at.
So he's
Yeah,
like,
this is-
he
it's at the
kisses
school.
Bev, right?
No, like, well, he tries to, and she was like, "Who's
Tries
gonna?"
to.
It's like,
Oh, he's in the
I-
classroom. He's in the classroom.
Yeah.
Okay, now I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yes. So yeah, he has like a flashback, but it's obviously not real.
Yeah.
Where he's like alone in the classroom, and then Bev comes in, and they're kind of flirting,
Yeah.
and then he
goes
tries
try
to kiss her,
and she's like, "No."
and she
then
says
she-
like, "I
like,
would
who would
never
like a
kiss
kid like you?"
someone
Who would
Yeah, yeah,
want to
yeah.
kiss like a
Disgusting as
fat,
you.
disgusting one like you? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then he looks
but it's
and
not
it's
her.
like her
Yeah.
like her head's on fire, you know, which is
Yeah.
like kind of funny because it's like reminiscing to the poem that he wrote. Because I think even like he like runs out and she's like chasing him with her head on fire and she's like saying like January embers, and it's like fucking kind of like a cool callback to like the poem. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
but then this scene is crazy. He like gets himself into a locker
Oh, this is a good
and is
sequence. Yeah.
hiding, but fucking Pennywise is like in the locker with him. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's funny, nothing really happens, but his voice comes through so booming and just goes,
Mm-hmm.
"Kiss me, fat boy." And it's like so scary. It's so scary.
It's like all I ever wanted to hear somebody say my whole life. Yeah. I would have kissed him. I always would have been like, "Finally, kiss me, Pennywise."
Oh my god.
Yeah, another good jump scare. Good jump scare. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
You guys are great. Like, this is the moment, like, I texted you guys in our Discord, like, I'm halfway through the movie and I feel exhausted. Because, like, we're at the tail. I think I don't know if there's anybody left except for maybe Mike, where we've gone through their past trauma. And it's like, I get how, like, in the book, again, I didn't get this far in the book, but I get how this makes sense and you're really, like, earning the history behind each character. But, like, oof. Like, scene after scene of just like this formulaic, okay, we're gonna go back, look for our artifact, we're gonna get haunted by Pennywise, we're gonna probably run from something gigantic and then move on to this 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
It was kind of tiring. Like, yeah, it's scary, but over and over again, it's, you know what, like, but I can't blame they gave us the hint of this in the beginning of the movie, the fact that, like, Mike called each person, was like, and we saw it like 6 times. hey, it's Mike Hanlon from Derry. Dun dun dun. Like
Yeah.
again, it's Mike. Mike who? Mike
Yeah.
Hanlon from Derry. Like over, like they told us that they were gonna do this, and like I get it, but like at this point, halfway through the movie, like I'm getting tired.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And right now, like through our review right now, we're really jumping through these quick right now.
Yeah.
But like in real time in the movie, each sequence is like 15 to 20 minutes each.
Yeah.
You know, and like they're all like cool and cool
They're
like
cool.
payoffs and cool
Yeah.
sequences, but it's just like we've literally been through a lot of time in this movie, and like really nothing's happened. Like
Right.
jump scares, that's it.
Right.
But like as far
They
as the
haven't
story,
come
like,
together and done anything.
nothing's happened yet. Yeah, so
move the plot.
I
Yeah.
get it. It's like a give and take. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so the
one,
last
right?
one, I think this is the last one, is
Richie or Eddie?
It's Eddie.
Right?
Eddie goes to the pharmacy, has like a flashback, like with his mom.
Yeah, he
I'm
goes.
trying to read my notes, and I'm like,
yeah, he goes.
oh,
He goes to the pharmacy. He's because he needs to get his asthma refilled as an adult. He's
Right.
an adult right now, and he gets pretty much like not sucked in, but he goes down into like the basement of like the
Yes.
pharmacy, and it's just like.
looks
Now
like a
he's
Saw
like
movie.
now because
Just
now it's a
like,
flashback
Right.
and he's a young kid and there's like blood bags everywhere and dirty needles. It's all his worst fears and he's stepping on them and falling on them and he hears his mom's voice behind a curtain saying like Eddie Bear,
that's
Eddie
right.
Bear, come help me,
Yeah.
Eddie help me. So he finally goes in and opens the curtain and it's his mom like strapped to like a chair or like a big bed he's laying on
Yeah.
and there's like a sheet covering somebody and she's like it's gonna get me and so like the sheet keeps getting closer because it's tied on a chain to like a drain above them and so like eventually the sheet comes off and it's the fucking leper. It's the leper from the,
Yeah.
first movie and he's trying to like get the mom and Eddie's trying to get the mom out but eventually Eddie's like so scared he's like I can't do it and he like backs up and then the leper like leaps on the mom and just starts like French kissing her, putting his tongue in her mouth and stuff like that. I don't know, it's
Yeah.
kind of it was a little sexy, you know?
I
I'm gonna
definitely
hold
put
up
mom got tongued by leper. So yeah.
I'm gonna hold up the balloon from now on. Like whenever I want to communicate that enough is enough.
Enough is enough, yeah. But then
like
it cuts to Eddie being old now again, and pretty much being like, "Whoa, why is this still here? This sheet." And he like turns, and the leper like jumps out of him from the dark, and the leper's like coming at him. This is important though, because the leper is like coming at him, and he's like scared, but then he starts to fight back, and he starts choking the leper, and the leper starts like choking, like
Right.
he's like finally like getting the best of him because he's not afraid of it. He's like aggressively coming at it. He's not scared and running.
Yeah, right.
And then the leper just like fucking
Again,
vomits
vomit.
bile.
Yeah.
And I do like this scene because like the music kicks into like what is that song? It's like a very upbeat, emotional song, like freedom or something like that. I forget. But it's just like a lovely song combined with like somebody getting
A
like
lovely
puked on.
song.
It is. It's a really lovely song, but like getting somebody getting puked on. It's like
Yeah.
I forget the song, but it's a cool sequence there. But again,
Yeah.
like we're going through these again
It's
and again.
that
And again
just
so.
call me.
There we go.
Angel.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
that-
exactly. But like that combination of like that song with what's happening visually is fucking
Yeah.
funny. Is awesome. I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of good.
Yeah. So he runs out. So that's his thing. And he
yeah.
got what is his token? I forget. It was inhaler. He got his inhaler.
Yeah.
That was his token.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're all back at like the inn, and they see because the kid that we keep talking about is on a skateboard. They see like the skateboard like come down the stairs.
Oh, that's
and so
right.
Bill knows at this scene like, okay, this kid is next. He's
Coming
in
after the
danger.
kid. Mm-hmm.
Bill's just frantic. He's like, I'm gonna go like save him. Like
He's like,
had
not
overheard
gonna-
that.
It's just
Yeah,
like he's
he
like
overheard that-
Georgie's not gonna die again. Like I gotta save this kid.
Yeah,
I don't want Georgie.
exactly.
To die. You know what I mean? Like yeah. Mm.
Yeah, and he knew from earlier that he was going to like the festival that night, so
Yeah.
he knew where to go.
Yeah.
Again, you guys are gonna have to help me remember, but I have the next thing that happens is that Henry stabs Eddie in the face. Was that
Yeah,
next?
because Eddie.
Right
yeah.
when Bill leaves and runs out, I think Eddie's coming in, he's covered in the puke and he's like, I gotta like clean myself. And so like he goes upstairs and then I think that's when he's like cleaning himself in the bathroom. And then like he
Henry's
like
there.
turns the mirror and it's like a reveal of like Henry behind him and Henry like stabs him like in the cheek.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and he like goes into the shower and like closes the curtain. And then Henry's like laughing and coming towards him. And then like Eddie from the shower stabs Henry like through the
Takes
curtain.
the knife out and just boop.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Like again, like facing his fear, like
Right.
like doing the right thing, like facing it, and stabs Henry.
Yeah.
And then he like comes out of the wall, and Ben and Beverly are down there. They're like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"Henry's fucking in there. He stabbed me and shit." Yeah.
And
then
somehow
Ben,
he jumps from a 2-story window
Yeah.
down to the street, just walks away.
Yeah, and then Ben comes in, and like Henry has jumped out the window, and Henry like, I mean, as much as like I don't want Henry in this movie, he has like funny things. Like you said, when he's getting into the
He's
car
goofy,
riding away,
yeah.
he's like so happy. This
Yeah.
scene, you see him walking away, and he kind of like looks back at Ben, and he like smiles and like winks at him, and like gets in the car. It's just like weird and like kind of funny, I guess.
This
I
is
don't know.
so different than who he was, which I understand. They like
100%.
explain why, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like it's too different.
It's
He was
just
so angry.
it's just weird. Yeah, it's just so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
Yeah,
pretty much.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah. So it takes us now to back to Bill. He's like,
Yeah, he's trying to save the kid.
He's at the festival. Of course, he has to go into a fucking fun house. with,
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Fun
Right.
mirrors and all that bullshit.
It's a cool
And
sequence, and like
it is cool.
we're not
Yeah.
putting down any of these sequences. They're
No.
all great and visually cool and interesting. It's just like there's been so
lot.
many, and nothing's happened technically in this movie. And I think that's the problem, because you're getting to like an hour and 35 minutes now, and like nothing has really happened. But it's a cool sequence. It's a fun house of mirrors, always great in every movie you see, trying to run through things to save somebody, like hitting the walls, like Pennywise being in like a reflection, like but the end is brutal again, is similar to the girl under the bleachers. Like, who wants to describe it? Who wants to describe what happens at the end here?
Well, basically, like he's walking through like the mirror, like the fun house of mirrors, and he keeps like trying to save this kid. And of course, the whole premise of it is he's trying to redeem himself for like not being there for his brother when his brother was taken by Pennywise and Storm Drain. Circa first scene of part one. And sadly, he fails again. Like he's just on the other side of the window. And then like Pennywise is on the other side of another window, and he does the thing where I know you talked about, Laura, in one of our recent podcasts, where like you're kind of tired of like seeing like this trope of like someone like bashing their head over and over again against a wall. It's been overdone, but I think back when this movie was made, it wasn't like that trite. But he does it, and then he finally breaks through and like he's clamps his jaws on the kid, and the kid dies, like in blood everywhere.
Huge blood splatter. Yeah.
Huge blood, and it's creepy. And like I you're not really sure if he's gonna save the kid or if the kid's gonna die, and it's just another loss of an innocent life. So like it's a pretty brutal scene.
Yeah.
Especially the whole. I don't know about you guys. I thought the kid was gonna live. I was like, this is the one.
Yeah,
Really?
they made
I
it
thought
seem
no
like
way.
that.
Oh,
I don't know,
really?
I thought there's no
I
way this
thought
kid's
they
living.
did.
Yeah, I'm like, this kid's dead. There's no way. Yeah.
I feel like they showed him enough, and like Bill really wanted to like save him. So I was like, oh.
That's why I knew he was dying. That's why I knew he was gone. There's no
Yeah.
way. No way. Yeah.
Well, meanwhile, while this is happening, the other crew, they're dealing with shit. Henry's back again. He tries to kill Mike now.
in the library. They're in the library now.
In the library.
Yeah.
And Richie like comes in and ends up killing Henry and like saving Mike.
Yeah.
I don't remember. This is so sad.
Yeah, because like at the hotel, like Richie wants to leave from the beginning, and Ben is like, okay, I convinced him to stay, and then it cuts to like Richie running out into his car, so he's like, I'm gone. So like you think Richie's gone. So like when they're in the library and like Henry is fighting with Mike, it is kind of a cool thing that like, Richie actually comes back and does save him by putting like a spike in his head or an axe in his head or something like that. Yeah. But then he instantly vomits, which I thought was like a good callback to him vomiting in the beginning. Yeah.
Wait, can I throw in like something that we kind of skipped by, which I actually kind of skipped by in this movie, and I had to rewind it, was in between these two scenes, there was like a moment where Richie's like driving around town and he like stops by the church or synagogue where there's a memorial for Stanley's death, right? And he has a flashback to which I think is probably this is going to sound strange. It's going to sound strange. Like maybe my favorite scene of the movie, actually.
Wow.
Because there's a really
I
interesting
agree.
quote.
Because it pays off to Stanley later. Like,
yeah. He's
and
gone.
this one is a purpose. Like this scene is, you need this scene to like have the ending hit. The rest of the jump scares, you don't need any of that shit. But this you actually fucking need. Yeah.
Yeah, because it kind of goes back to where he's kind of like it's his bar mitzvah and like, he's kind of like trying to accept like, oh, he's growing into adulthood, but he's not. It's like you said, it's like a callback to the end to where it's like he's saying that he's being forced into being a quote unquote man, but like when the adults around have not prepped him for it, and he doesn't feel like he's earned it, then it's almost like then he like abandons it, right? So it kind of has
Yeah.
like my favorite quote in the movie, which he goes, I even wrote it down here, where he goes, like he's supposed to have this big old speech where he's like accepting the ceremony and he's like, okay, moving forward. But then he goes, your worst it's like tragic when your worst memories we wish we could leave behind, the whispers we wish we could silence, the nightmares we most want to wake up from, the memories we wish we could change, the secrets we feel like we have to keep are the hardest to separate and walk away from, whereas the good stuff, the pictures in our minds that fade away the fastest, those are the pieces that feel the easiest to lose. And then he goes, I'm supposed to be a man, but I don't feel any different. And then he like mic drops it and like pieces out from the synagogue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that was such
Yeah,
a
he's
cool.
like he shouts out something like, "I'm not a man, like I'm a loser," and like we're all
Right.
can be a loser, or something like that. It's like it's a good scene, yeah.
Yeah.
And then fucking like Richie is like stands up, like Finn Wolfhard is like clapping,
He's like
yeah.
clapping. Right, right.
The
Yeah.
mom is like, sit down, sit down. Yeah,
But then it's cool. Then it
it's
flashes
funny.
back to like the modern, like to the current time. Richie, and he's like, "Thanks for showing up." Like that was oof.
Yeah,
That was a
Yeah.
chef's kiss moment.
yeah, that was good. Yeah, yeah. So Richie saved Mike.
Yeah. So yeah, and so they're all back at the house. They know that the house is where Pennywise is and where they get down in the well and all that.
It's your background,
and,
right, Laura?
Yep.
Yeah.
Here they all are.
They're all back there,
Get
yeah.
out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all there. I mean, Bill's like, I want to take this down on
Oh,
my
yeah.
own. Like, you all should leave. But they've all finally come to the conclusion, like, nope, we actually all have to be together.
this
Like, that's the
together.
only way. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And so, fuck, we have this scene where same old fridge, a lot of the same,
Yeah. Same house
things
stuff
from the
as
first one,
movie.
same
Yeah.
house stuff. But it's fucking Stan who comes out of the fridge this time.
Yeah.
And his head like
kid,
sprouts
as a
spider
child, yeah.
legs. Yeah, like child
Yeah.
Stan. Yeah.
That was very much like
The thing. Yeah. The
Right.
thing.
yeah, it really
100%.
was.
Yeah.
And
a
it
lot of
comes
good
in, like, a
homages in this
spider.
movie. They like pay homage to Nightmare on Elm Street. There's that poster of the Lost Boys in the
yeah.
clubhouse.
Oh,
There's
that's
like this.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good homages. I appreciate that actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really horrible scene where Ben is getting like the words carved in his stomach again.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
And it just starts like getting carved.
That's a cool scene. And then
Oh,
they look at the mirror and you can see Pennywise
Pennywise
doing
is
it
there,
with the
right.
mirror, but you can't see him like next to them.
Right.
That's
I like
pretty
that.
cool. Yeah.
and then they like break the mirror to stop
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Showing his abs, those good abs.
Yeah. So they like,
Exactly.
and correct me if I'm wrong, but they like go deeper in the well this time. They like
Yeah,
go
so they-
even further
Yeah, so
deeper into
they go
another
down
room.
the well like they did before, and they come to the room which we saw in the first movie, which is like the
Right.
pile of like trash and like all the kid stuff.
Yeah.
But like a lot of that stuff is like kind of like faded away now, and all there is like this wood frame on the top, which I think is what he came out of in the first movie, which says like the circus on it, and it has like almost like a hatch on the top.
That's
And
where
I
he
think-
escaped too. Also,
No,
wasn't
in the first movie, he just went down one of the drain wells, and he like fell down a well, like or went down another drain or some shit like that.
Okay.
But I think Mike makes reference to this at one point during either the ritual speech or something, saying like we have to go like deeper, like he's from deeper than this or some shit like that. So like they open the hatch and like Mike jumps down, saying like we got to go farther down. So they all like climb down this fucking hole in the ground.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's too deep for me. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So they start a fire in like this little bucket shaped hat thing.
Well, you
that
have to say
Mike
that
had.
before you say that, Laura, you do have to say where we are now. So they go down this fucking deep ass hatch,
I don't know where they are.
and they're to like this
It's
cavern,
wild, yeah.
cavern beneath like Derry. This giant open cavern that has, to me, what I think coming from this movie, what you see is that, like you said, Greg, that this entity came from space, like an asteroid almost, and hit the
Yeah.
Earth. So what you see is like these spikes coming out of the ground. And what I took it as
yeah.
is it's sand that has been burned from the impact to
Damn.
to crystallize into spikes. Because the way it looks like it's coming out from an impact point. That's what I took it as. That's what it looks like. So they're like in the center of this, like, I don't know, spikes all around them. There's a center point in the very middle. I think where the actual impact happened of this entity's, I wouldn't say a ship because it's just like a thing probably, I guess. But and that's where they're performing the ritual you're talking about.
Yeah, that's where they're starting the ritual. Yep. So they're all throwing in their artifacts. You know, the poem goes in, the boat, the inhaler. Ben has the yearbook page that he saved that had like the one and only signature from Bev on it. You know, Richie's got his gaming token. And then Mike, we see his artifact, which is a rock from when they did the rock war.
That was cool.
And then they throw in Stan's artifact, even though he's not there, which is the hairnet. There was a funny scene
like
in
a
one
spider's.
of the flashbacks.
Yeah,
where he was like scared of spiders getting in his hair.
Yeah.
And so they're performing the ritual, and the deadlights are like coming in and
it seems like it's
go.
working.
It seems like it's
Right?
working.
Yeah.
But then of course Pennywise shows up.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure 100% in this scene if like the ritual is working or like Pennywise is fucking with them, like,
I have
or
no
just because it
idea.
seems like the deadlights, they're chanting like turn light into darkness or turn darkness into
Yeah.
light or something like that. They're chanting it, so like the lights are coming down, which is technically really what Pennywise is these lights, this entity, and it goes into the container, and then Mike is like trying to put the lid on, but it doesn't seem like he's able to like close it fast enough to me.
Yeah.
And then like a red thing starts coming out, so I wasn't sure
balloon.
if he was able to like shut it fast enough, if that actually would have contained it, or this is just Pennywise fucking with them. I don't know.
I think
I'm
it could
not sure.
be. I interpret it as both. Like you know, there was that scene where it showed like he was scratching off like the pictogram on the urn to show that like the natives really didn't contain Pennywise the way that he was selling it, and so he was like trying to sell this idea to the losers group that oh well, we just have to believe it hard enough.
Yeah.
And I honestly think like maybe Pennywise is just like way too strong, and he was just fucking with him. Like you can't. Like he when he reappeared, which Laura's probably going to mention in a moment, he didn't even seem like threatened in the slightest by that ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much, yeah. So like this red thing is coming out of the container. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's like overflowing. It almost looks like a lava to me, almost like a weird lava.
It was it was a balloon.
But then,
I thought.
you start to realize what it is. It's like getting bigger and bigger, and you're like, oh shit, that's a balloon. And then a big ass balloon is coming out, and then it pops. Then they all like fly back, and then it's like Pennywise is giant again. He's fucking huge. He's like
He's so
20
big.
feet tall, and he's like peeking out from one of the fucking like shards of like spikes coming out, and then you're into like this like whole fight sequence, pretty much, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on. And before I get into the fight sequence, I just want to quickly, because I didn't talk about it, you know, the thing with Richie learning about his secret is you see him like carving like a name
Into the bridge.
into the bridge at some point in the movie. And, you know, he and Eddie go back and forth. Like, they're the ones that are always like going at each other.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
fuck your mom, and
Yeah.
I already did that,
Oh, yeah.
and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And so they have a really sweet scene in the middle of all this where like Eddie's always just like, I can't fucking do this. Like, I can't do this. And Richie's the one that tells him like, dude, you like defeated him when you were 13 years old. You just got fucking stabbed in your face, and you like
Stabbed Henry.
killed Henry. You know, like you can do a lot more than you think. And it's like this really awesome scene. But anyway, they're all 6 of them are fighting with Pennywise, and they figure out that like, okay, because we're adults and we're like not gonna give him the fear, we're gonna bring him down and shrink him down with our words by just like belittling him basically and telling them how they're not afraid of him and whatnot. Right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, like, before all that, you're going through all the, like, 5 more jump scares. Everybody gets their own jump scare. Like, it's like pairs. I think Richie and Eddie are together, and they're kind of going through a jump scare, and they go through the doors again where it's, like, scary, not scary.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really funny sequence. Like, there's only, like, 4 of them in this movie. This is a really good one where they're into the doors, and Richie was like, I've been through this before from the first movie, and he's like, he's flipping it, let's not do this. So they go into like scary, and so they open that one, and it's like a fucking
The
little
Pomeranian. That was
a little dog.
hilarious.
And then Richie is like, fuck you, like I know you're something, I know you're not this. And he's like sit, and the dog like sits down, and he's just like, no, like whatever, and the dog like turns into this monster and scares them and shit. But it is a funny sequence. Like, so there's not many in this movie, but it is a funny sequence.
I tried to look at that. It was like a good pause in the action.
So that's a good one. And then I think Bill is going through the same thing. He's in the basement again, like he did in the first movie. He's kind of watching himself, but he's in the water, like where Pennywise was controlling Georgie and shit. And he's pretty much like having to like conversate with his younger self, which is kind of cool because it's like the only scene where the younger self and the older self are in the same scene together. I don't think anybody else gets that. And pretty much his younger self telling him now, you kind of have this reveal of he actually wasn't sick that day. He was lying to his little brother just because he didn't want to play with him. So that really like puts in the guilt he's had this whole time, not just because, you know, he wasn't there for his brother. He was like lying the whole time. So he really like, it's almost like his fault a bit, what happened a bit, you know? So he ends up like shooting himself with like a gun to say like, it's not my fault or whatever. So, and then you have Beverly is back in the school again and in the bathroom and shit. And people are trying to like come in and get her. All the people that have like abused her, and blood is flowing up. You have Ben in the, what is it called? The little bunker they built and shit, and sand is flowing in. So like everybody's getting like their own like crazy thing that is happening in this like little sequence of time, you know, and everybody overcomes it. They all overcome it to get out.
Well, except for Richie. Richie actually he like looks into the deadlights and starts floating.
Oh, that is a cool scene because like you've seen this once before with Beverly in the first movie, and this is the next time you're seeing it, and this one is different because it's like it's so instantaneous. It's like Richie is about to like come at him or something, and the deadlights hit him, and it's just like boom, and he's like floating instantly. His eyes are back, and it's just like way creepier than the first time you saw this. It was really cool.
The sound of it too.
Yeah, the sound of it too. Yeah.
But this is why that other scene was important, because then Eddie comes in and like
who's been like afraid this whole time.
Take out Pennywise, which saves Richie.
He throws a stake at him. Yeah,
but is Eddie's downfall. Like,
because I mean, at
not
this point,
instant death, but he's not coming back.
Yeah, at this point, Pennywise has turned into like a giant. Couldn't tell if it was more a spider or like a crab, like a crab leg. Yeah. So he has like there's like spikes on his hands, but he's like 50 feet tall. He's huge now, and he like stabs Eddie through the back, you know, like through his chest. Yeah. So
so poor Eddie. I mean, he's still hanging on, but and Richie's hysterical. I mean, him and Eddie were like best friends. And this is when they start shrinking Pennywise down. And so they're like insulting him, and
you just like trying to jump to the end, Laura. Dang, just jump to the end.
Rob, we talked about this before. I'm trying to get through this.
I know, but like the only other one you have to talk about.
2 a.m,
the only other one you have to talk about is you have to talk about Ben and Beverly's scene, because their scenes are so tied together. She's pretty much in the bath. All the blood is flowing. She like gets the courage to overcome it and like kick the door open. And when she kicks the door open, it connects like to Ben's vision of him drowning.
Crazy.
And so she's like reaching her hand down. The blood is flowing down from her. He's like drowning in the dirt, and she like grabs him and saves him and pulls him out, and they land on each other. And then it's like that final reveal of each other, of like the poem, you know, like the poem, the kiss. Like it's like she finally remembers that it was him actually that kissed her. So like they kind of like know that now. So that is important. You have to say that though before you get to like the end, Laura. So.
I forgot all about that.
Laura's like, I haven't watched this 6 times.
I didn't even. I guess. Well, it's funny. I have all this stuff written down below the shrinking of the Pennywise, so I don't know.
Does he shrink twice in this fucking movie? I mean, maybe there's like 5 times where you think they defeat him and he comes back. So I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, whatever. Let's get to that.
I also was really tired watching.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
So
yeah.
late.
Yeah.
Okay, now can I say they've shrunk him to size?
Shrink him.
Time to squeeze that fucking heart. And so they just like, they shrink him down to this like itty bitty clown goo pile. And he's just like,
Yeah, they're all
You know?
they're all just like yelling at him like you're a clown, and another person is like you're a mummy, like you're nothing, you know, and it's just like taking away all his power because nobody fears him, and they're making him, like you said, Greg, to the ritual, like whatever they believe he is, like he has to have the properties of that. That's
Yeah.
like the only power they have over him. So he shrinks down to like this, yeah, like a gooey face. That's it, you know. He has like one last jump scare trying to like bite somebody, but
Yeah.
that's it. And then Mike reaches in and like pulls out his heart, which is beating, and then they all kind of grab it and they
They'll
crush
squeeze
it,
it.
and then it kind of just like, I don't know, not even like fades away, but like, I don't know, dematerializes away, I guess.
Yeah. But
And
then
then
that
his-
whole area starts to crumble.
Then everything starts to like dematerialize, you know. And then I can't remember because I didn't watch the ending again in a while, but the lights are above. What happens to the lights? Do they fade away? I don't remember.
Remember?
Well, the whole place just starts crumbling.
But you don't see the lights again above him?
I think
lights are floating
the lights
above,
go
right?
into Pennywise.
Oh,
I
they
think
do. They go
that's-
into Pennywise. Okay,
Yeah.
I couldn't remember exactly what happened to the lights. Okay, all right. Okay.
But that
All right, so
means
yeah.
it's over, right? I mean, the fact that it's all like
Like you see it go, and then like
on
it's like
each other.
spiraling in his
Who fucking
eyes, and they
knows?
like get extinguished.
I guess.
I think that means
Oh,
he's
okay.
dead.
Okay.
That's the thing is like throughout this movie, there's been like multiple times where you think he's defeated, and he like comes back and he's like
This is the
fucking
thing.
with
It's
them.
like
So
we've just kind of a side note here. We've spent probably a good like hour and a half when you're watching this movie, like getting the totems and the artifacts. All of that's meaningless. Like that whole
Yeah,
effort was
didn't work.
pointless, right?
kind of, yeah, a little bit.
Or
like,
maybe it didn't lead them into thinking like this is how they'd be. I don't know, but like I
Yeah.
just feel like that was all just wasted.
Yeah.
yeah, could be, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they escape. They escape from the rubble,
Right.
but
They have to leave
are-
Richie though. I mean, they
Yeah,
have
they
to
do
leave
have-
Eddie. They have to leave Eddie.
They have to leave Eddie behind. Eddie's gone.
Eddie's Daddy. Yeah.
So now they went from 7 to 5. It's very sad. And they're a mess. They're a mess. So they decide to go to the quarry and jump into the water like they did when they were kids.
Yeah.
And they jump into the water to clean themselves off, and that's where Bev and Ben share a kiss underwater.
That's
real
so
this
gross. Like, okay, it's a cute like Spider-Man, like, you know, Mary Jane, Peter Parker moment, but like they just got done talking about like the quarry is just like dirty ass water. So I'm like,
I know.
they're like really going at it down there. I mean, it's cute, but I'm like,
And they've all been in like this gray water situation a lot. I mean,
yeah.
fuck. Oh man. Yeah, so they all end up like, you know, going back to their respective homes or whatever. And during this scene, they're all reading a letter. They all got a letter from Stan that he wrote before he died. And then I don't know, do one of you guys want to sum up like basically what the letter says?
Go for it, Greg. Go for it. I'm tearing up thinking about it.
Rob's dying, so
Yeah, but Greg, go for it.
Well, basically, it's like so he wrote the letter before he killed himself, and it's interesting because like so he obviously committed suicide and couldn't meet up with them to like defeat Pennywise. Well, his mother sent this letter. His mother sent
His
it out
wife,
to them,
his wife.
or not his mother, his wife sent it out. So they'd received this letter, and he basically said like, "Hey guys, like the only way I knew that Pennywise could be defeated is if we stuck together, and I knew that I wouldn't have been able to, like pull myself like to go and meet you there. So I basically he's admitting he would have been the weak link, he wouldn't have made it, and he would have like not been able to show up and made it impossible to beat Pennywise. So he basically sacrificed himself and said like, hey, like I'm killed myself and I took myself out of the equation. Now you can beat him. So like in a way he was like trying to connect with him one last time, and like that his part in the whole thing was self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
And like they kind of end
Yeah.
that way. And it's like it's really sad and
Yeah.
touching.
Yeah, it is. And then after this, they kind of like, they give everyone like a very brief, like, we just gives us some closure, right? So, I mean, with Bill, it seems like he's finally going to be able to write that ending, like write a good ending. And Mike finally leaves Derry. He's like, my
Yeah,
work is
that's
done. And and not only does he leave Derry, he leaves all his shit. He's just like, I don't need any of this stuff anymore. I don't need it. And Ben and Bev end up together. They're like on a yacht. Like, having a lovely time, as Rob would say. And my favorite part is that it finally shows you what Richie had carved into the bridge, and it was R plus E. And that's when it's like, if you haven't figured it out by now, like Richie loved Eddie. And I mean, I took that scene, seeing that, as showing, like, at least for me, that maybe Richie can now like live in his truth, and it doesn't have to be a secret anymore. And
Yeah, I would hope so.
you know, and it ends with I forget how it's said, but I wrote "losers forever." I'm assuming someone said that, and I didn't just put that there just for fun.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that was at the end of Stan's letter.
Yeah, I think so. I think the end of Stan's letter.
"Losers forever." Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's a good ending. Yeah, it's a good ending.
Yeah,
Everybody gets like
yeah,
a kind
it
of
was wrapped
happy-ish
up well.
ending. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So, what do we think? What do you think about chapter 2?
I mean, yeah, for me, it's just like, I just really enjoy the first one so much, and there's just so much levity into it, and like the kids, I really, really like the kids. So like when you go to this movie, the second one, I just don't really care for the adults that much because I just really like the kids. And the acting is fine. The acting is fine in this, but it's just like it's just long. It's long, and there's a lot of stuff and cool jump scares. Like I said, cool sequences, but I don't know, they feel somewhat empty a bit to me.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Well, that was kind of like your little, lead up to your rating. So let's rate it, Rob. What do you?
Oh, okay. All right.
How many red balloons you give in chapter 2?
Oh man, so I gave the first one a 4. I really liked the first one. This one, man, it's a hard one. Like a 2 feels insulting. Like it feels insulting to give it a 2. What, Laura? You said you're gonna give it a 1?
No, I'm saying
Oh,
totally.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
insulting.
right. So like, I guess I would say a 3 then, because it does have like a good ending and good culmination and stuff like that. I guess a 3 out of 5. Not like super rewatchable to me. Like the first one to me, I can just rewatch over and over again. It's fun. But yeah, I got 3.
All right, Greg, you're up. You rating
Yeah,
this
like
and why?
chapter 1, I gave a 4. This one, God, it's just like catch me when I've had a lot of rest, catch me outside, catch me when I've had like my monster energy, like make it an hour and a half long. Like it just felt bloated for me, but like I really appreciate it, and like I did like the ending, like you, Rob. Like I did feel like even though it was like really really a long movie, the fact that we like dove deep into each of these characters like traumas and like their redemption stories, that ending did feel kind of earned. I kind of like that. And I actually like, I think my favorite aspect of this movie, or like component, was Bill Hader. Like he was so, I think he was my favorite part. Like I thought that he was the only character in this movie that was like present in the moment. Everybody else was thinking about the future, thinking about the past. He was like the only one that was like humorously outraged. Like he was constantly like, okay, let's get our shit and like get out of here. Like, what are we doing here? But then he would also be like skeptical in the moment, and he was like this perfect balance of like, I don't want anything to do with this, but also like, what's going on? Tell me more. I don't know. Like he always like brought me right back into the moment, and I don't know. I thought his contribution to me was really enjoyable. So, but yeah, like it was long. Like halfway through when we got to like Mike's story, the book fell off the shelf, and it was like the third or fourth time we'd seen this article about his like old apartment burning down. Like I think I opened
Yeah.
up Google and I started looking up something random. I was like, oof. But no, I mean like I appreciate it like for what it did. I'm gonna give it like a 3.5, three balloons, and then maybe like the string, or
Like
maybe
that
like
one, yeah.
this is the half
little
balloon.
half
This is the
balloon.
one I bought from
Definitely
Save On
half,
this
yeah.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you, Laura?
Yeah, this movie was way too long. I mean, just huge problem. I agree with everything you guys are saying. I really like the ending. Hater was hilarious. I love the kids too, and I think they're better. Like it's the better story. But
Yeah.
come on, this cast. I still think the cast is pretty awesome. Really good actors. James McAvoy, he can't do anything wrong. So,
Right.
I liked it. I think the problem with this one is that the shock of Pennywise has kind of worn off.
Well, that's
And
true. I see
so
that.
the scares aren't as scary the second time around. And because it's so much rinse and repeat, I mean, both movies
yeah.
have so much of that. It's like it really does kind of lose its luster. So
That's true.
there was like 2/3 in, I was kind of lost and not really into it. And then the ending picks up again and is like, I love it, and I love the closure at the end. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 3.
Okay.
3 out of 5. Yeah.
Cool.
Did it seem to me? It seemed like they were like they had finished the movie and it was like 2 hours long, and they're like, "Hey guys, we have like $35 million left to spend.
Yeah.
Like, let's do more scenes," and they just did it and filled it up. Like that's how it felt
yeah,
to me.
could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's like we'll have to do a short recap after someone reads the book and like,
Yeah,
you know, really
totally.
talk about it. Is this really true to the book? Is that why it had to be this long? Book's long.
Yeah.
It's like had to squeeze it all in.
Super
Yeah.
long,
And then we
super
got to watch
deep.
the show. We got to watch the show.
Oh yeah, we definitely
yeah.
got to watch
Welcome to
Welcome to
Derry.
Derry. We got to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. Good job, guys. We made it. It's 2 in the
Did it.
morning. We did
We
it.
made it. Yes, we did make
We
it.
made it. We did. All right. Well, subscribe, rate, review our podcast everywhere you listen. Follow and contact us on Instagram and TikTok at Conjecturing Pod. Let us know what movies to do next now that we've completed it. Chapters 1 and 2. Follow Rob. Rob, you want to call out where you're at?
Yeah, follow me on socials at the RL Rights, posting stupid memes, talking about horror movie stuff. Check me out over there.
Until next time, remember, horror is subjective, so conjecture away. See ya.
See you, everybody. See ya.
Later, losers.